and welcome to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri and Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the unceded land where this conversation takes place, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. When I walked into Aegli in South Melbourne, the first thing I noticed was the light, soft, golden, everywhere. Then I met Ioannis Kasidokostas and it made even more sense. Aegli was a goddess, Yanni tells me, elegant, dazzling, radiant, and that's exactly what he's built here, the space, the food, the feeling. Yanni doesn't see hospitality as a job, he calls it a culture. It's about philoxenia, the Greek art of making a stranger feel like they've come home. It's there in how he talks about his team, the way he refuses to rush a service, and the stories woven through every dish. We talked about patience, trust, and what it means to build something that glows from the inside out. We talked about a raw prawn and nectarine dish that started as a lesson from his fisherman grandfather, a 90-day kopanisti that's worth the wait, and a philosophy that Greek cuisine doesn't need to reinvent itself, it just needs to remember where it came from. Aegli means light, but it's also warmth, and I think that's exactly what Yanni is serving. This was a wonderful conversation, and I feel all the better for having met Yanni and chatted with him. Hi Yanni, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
I actually, to be honest, I hadn't put two and two together, and I was thinking about the word Aegli, and I was thinking, it's light and bright and so on.
Yes.
And then I was thinking, I wonder if that's because of the decor. And then when I pulled up outside, I thought, this is so familiar to me, because this was Lume before.
It was, yes.
Thank you. And is that why it's called Aegli?
Aegli.
Yeah, Aegli.
Yeah.
Does that mean light?
So Aegli was, since the mythology, it was a goddess name. Usually it was Zeus' daughter or Ares. This lady was always very well dressed for the mythology and very healthy and bright and dazzling. Light was radiant. So whenever we want to refer modern language, today's language, Greeks, when we want to refer to something very elegant, something bright, then we say, for example, for a building, there is Aegli in this building.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a reference, very rarely speaking for this person of the mythology, even in school when we've been taught about the Greek mythology, and that was it. The word was just a reference to something very elegant and bright. The building that we have chosen here, it reflects that kind of quality of elegance and brightness in quality.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It's a beautiful building. It's big.
It is.
How many does it seat here?
Well, we can seat with the bar included about 100, but our diners they prefer any seating if it's available, as far they get good service. So this is what we want. Like tonight we have 80. We could put 90 or 95, but we don't, because we don't want our guests to feel rushed. We don't do two sittings because of the quality of service, the experience, because we serve you too. If we are in a rush, we don't enjoy either.
Absolutely.
Because if we see you enjoying, we're having a good time too. It's an entertaining for us as well. It's not only for...
I saw on your Instagram account that that hospitality isn't a career, it's a culture. Is
Yes.
that from the Greek, is it philoxenia?
Philoxenia.
Yeah.
So philoxenia, it's two words together. It means friendly to a stranger. How can you treat a total stranger that you 99.999% you have never met, maybe sometimes 100%, someone, and how do you make this person feel welcome and not a stranger anymore. So this is philoxenia. I reckon because Greece is a place of attraction for tourists because of the history and all these things you can see actually in Greece. But now it's in our DNA. Since ancient times, every door was open for a stranger. People were looking for having someone over, feed the person, even a total stranger. Philoxenia was something that since ancient times. It wasn't tourism back then.
No.
It wasn't tourism back then. I reckon it's in our DNA. The last 10 years, we see a boom of proper hospitality. I mean, no one is cutting corners. They lift the game. We do so. We want our guests to feel special because they are special to us. I always say, my team knows, but for our guests, because they haven't met us before, we need to let them know how we think. Because last night, yes, all the guests, they could stay home, they could cook a great meal. Anyone can cook a great meal, I'm telling you. There are books, there are recipes around, we are all resourceful, you can find great ingredients. Small time or big time, you can find a way of cooking a great meal. Or they could go somewhere else, at a different restaurant. But they still have chosen to come here. So we are the lucky ones, not people that they found the table to dine with us. This is how we see it. And that's why we intend another 10 guests last night or another 10 guests tonight. We don't get, what for? It won't change our life.
Yeah.
But it will change people they see a restaurant. It will change our experience of looking after guests and see how happy they are. Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? I think because there's that, I love that. That sounds like a place I want to come to, because I think if you look for light, then you see the light, and so I feel like you're entering with your team. You're entering into this lovely experience of. There must be a level of anticipation and excitement for each service. It feels like. How do you keep that going after many years of, or even at the end of a week of shifts for your staff and for you?
The team is equally important as our guests are. Very important. Without the team and without our guests, nothing exists. Standing in the middle, I must make everyone happy. I must. How do we keep them happy? We need to always reward them. There should be always acknowledgement of what they do for us, wage-wise, and then our relationship. Because we are not strangers anymore. We spend more time than what we spend with our family.
Yeah, that's true.
So it has to be a nice environment, and there is a great point when we get the feedback. Like if someone tells me that the team is great, I tell them they must know. So that's a fuel. This is our fuel, the feedback. So if you have something nice, say it. If you have anything to say it. That's fuel. Even something negative, say it to us. It's a fuel for us to ignite our knowledge. How can we be better At any restaurant, any time of the year, any year of our career, we absolutely happy when we get feedback, and that keeps us going.
Yeah.
Even a negative comment, that's a lesson. We should use this little negative comment as fuel to start something. The initiative of getting things done properly. Standards, yes, they are there, but can be in a nice environment. We see our guests so far, 2.5 months that we are open, they see what we do. And this is unique. And this is why we keep going. This is the only reason that we keep going. Otherwise, we're all tired.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I've heard too that you like to come out and meet your guests, and you're very present on the floor as much as you are in the kitchen. I actually had a friend who came for dinner here last night, and she said she loved it and that the chef is really lovely. So
Thank you.
And I have a Greek colleague, and I was actually asking her how I might pronounce your name, and she said, I haven't heard of that restaurant. And I said, it's really new. She said, but there's this really great restaurant in Carnegie called Soul. And I said, that's also his restaurant. And she said, that's amazing. And that's a restaurant that really has got an excellent reputation for hospitality and for really great food. Why did you need to open Aegli? When did you get to the point where you thought, I need something new?
Well, part of us, people that we are getting creative, is that we want to do something new.
Yeah.
We can't deny it. If someone thinks that we have a liking of opening up a new business just to open up a new business, it is not. Creative people, they're getting bored. I didn't get bored because it was enough to do at Soul, and we still do a lot at Soul. Soul has a great audience there with our guests expecting to receive the best of us, and we also receive the best of them as well because they constantly coming, and now it's 7 years. Despite that we overcome COVID, that we didn't open for takeaway because I didn't want my guests enjoy not our food, like they didn't deserve from us food in a takeaway container. Otherwise, what we have. If we don't have this, there is no existence of hospitality. Well, hospitality over a window, get the food for us to survive. Yes, we survived. Some of us had, some others had. We were all in the same boat.
Yeah.
But the logic behind why we opened Aegli, it was because I had to open another restaurant. But I had to open a Greek restaurant because if I would start my first restaurant as this, people wouldn't understand where I'm coming from. We have to earn the respects. We have to gain the trust. And how do we gain the trust? By working hard. So if they see you working hard and they see you are constant, you are persistent, then people will understand what you do. It takes time. If it took 7 years, that's fine. It might take 10, it might take 15. It doesn't matter. Patience builds the world, isn't it?
That's right. And when you move into a new venue, how do you get the feel for, I guess, the flow of the kitchen and the front of house? What do you do to make it feel like home?
Synchronize.
For you?
Yeah. I think, with my poor English, synchronization is everything. I think so. It's the feedback and the interaction between people. It's not necessarily back of the house, front of the house. What I've seen many businesses, they separate it.
Yeah.
Where they shouldn't.
Yes.
Because if I do a mistake, everyone is affected. It's a chain. And a chain reaction is not far from reality. If someone does a mistake, then everything falls back. So what we do, we need to understand that we are depending on the rest of the team. I'm the owner, but I must act as an employee because I am an employee. I work here, I'm getting paid here. So if I want to ask for something, I always ask with understanding. It must be this way. It can't be another way. And yes, I do service. We do prep. We have an excellent team of very talented people creating the food here. The idea, yes, is mine. The plan is mine. The vision is mine. But without our guests here, without you here, without the team here, what can be created? It will be all an idea. It will be all just a letter to ourselves, what we wanted, even what we tended to do, without anything happening, without any action, without any quality of sharing all this glory with everyone.
Yes. And the food, because I always like to hear about the food. On your website, it talks about modern Greek, but also there's a sense of tradition.
Yes.
How do you get that balance?
So I grew up in Athens, and I left Athens 2011. Up 2011, I was eating this food. I grew up in a place that food is being imported from the rural areas. Because Athens is just a city. In Athens, there are people that they born there, but there are also people that they came from other places outside of the big cities. So they brought something with them. They brought a tradition of things. They brought a trail of experience, how to cook bread, how to make desserts, how to cook the meat, anything. So what we did back then, even in a one Michelin star restaurant or in a 2 Michelin star restaurant, what we did, we got these very, very traditional recipes, which food, like anywhere around the world, it's very regional. In some places they do it this way, in another place they do it a bit different, or they name it differently. So we got this, and we sat down and we start looking at it in a more spherical way, which we don't necessarily expect our diners to do that, but we give them the product ready to try, and then we'll have the conversation. That's why it helps when I am treating my guests. So, for example, there is a very, very traditional dish, yuvarlakia we call it. They are meatballs with rice cooked in a stock. It's a soup. And then I've got lemon, egg yolk, or egg whites, old school. Mums and grandmothers, they're doing it, and then it's a soup. It's a winter dish. So what we did, all we have is a meatball with rice and a soup. But how about we treat our diners with something unique? Let's make a mince with fish, then add the rice, make a psarosopa, a fish soup, and serve and cook them in the psarosopa and serve it to our guests with avolemono. There is, at the current menu, which is 5%, what Aegli will do, because baby steps in a restaurant, introduction, arrangements, produce, guests that they understand, and they want to learn more, which is great. So far, they want more. So there is a story behind every dish. Why is this? Why is that? Why do we make kopanisti? How long need kopanisti to make? 90 days from fresh cheese. And why fig and olive, the tapenade? Because how about we wed the two very opposite fruits of the land that gives us generously, and then we're making something that gives you a nice treat to start with our spelt bread. There is a dish coming on the menu. The story behind it was my grandfather was a fisherman and sales in the central fish market of Athens. So there were live prawns. And he said, do you want to try? I said, yeah, I want to try. He said, no, raw, uncooked prawn. I said, yes, I want to try an uncooked prawn. I didn't want to say no to him because he would start having a laugh. And he said, okay, try. And then on his other hand, he was holding something like a nectarine. And he gave me some prawn and he said, which is sweeter? I said, the nectarine. I said, wrong. He gave me the prawn, the raw prawn, the flesh, and he gave me one piece of the nectarine. And he said, now eat, because you need to understand. So the dish that is coming here is raw prawn, marinated, and we will do a nectarine consommé.
Wow.
So it's a very rare thing. Fishermen, they were eating stone fruits and nothing else on the boat, and whatever good fresh fish they could have, they will cut it raw, or even some goggles or some pipis, whatever they could have in the lot. We should enjoy what we have. Food is one of the most entertaining things we have in our life. Then we have the winemakers, all this effort. Unreal. People that they're working days and nights for us to enjoy a glass of wine. All this research, they do nothing short of what a chef can do.
Yeah.
Very scientific. That's all fascinating. Why shouldn't we do that for Greek cuisine? Because Greek cuisine deserves better.
Absolutely, and I was going to say that I feel like Greek cuisine is having a moment globally. You know, there's some very fine dining Greek restaurants and in New York and London, but certainly I feel like every week, very often at the moment, there's new Greek restaurants opening here. So there's your restaurant, Aegli, and then there's the Pontian Club, and there's other restaurants.
Yes.
Why is that? What's happened? Because Greek food has been around for a long time, and as you say, perhaps there's been a misconception about what Greek food is.
Yes, the misconception comes straight from, that's on us, on the restaurateurs. If we don't explain, if we don't treat you with something, if we don't pour a lot of wine for you to try, what is Greek wine? Suggest a couple of things. That's on us. The misconception is a result of us ignoring where the cuisine is coming from, where the roots are. Now, if we get these roots and we create a menu and we give it to you and we earn the respect, then we can show you further. Like in the Museum of Athens, there is a little hibachi grill. That's 1100 BC, 1300 BC.
Yeah.
Okay? And little skewers, bronze skewers, and they were doing mince of fish or meat, and they were cooking it over charcoal. So what is modern?
Yes.
They were preserving, the Minoans, they were preserving seafood and cephalopods like calamari or octopus in molasses. What is modern? What do we think that we do which is revolutionary? The revolution is we show what the ancient people did, how they ate, and how we adapted in this kind of modern cuisine that still tastes Greece, still tastes memories, because food is memories too.
Yes.
And we present it to our guests. This is the reason that Aegli opened.
Yeah.
We didn't want to open a restaurant that it's going to make money. Of course, it's a business. Unfortunately, we have to ask for a return, and this is money. But how about we do the numbers before we open the door, and when we treat our guests, we forget about the numbers, and we tell a story. Why is Greek cuisine this? Why the greatness has been misinterpreted?
Do you think it's because when people immigrate to a new country, they're seeking those cozy memories of home, and so things like moussaka and spanakopita and those kinds of things, because in that taverna kind of food is reminiscent of home, and so then the people who live in that country get the idea that's what Greek food is, for example.
Well, I love a good moussaka.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? But Greek cuisine is more than moussaka.
Yeah.
Moussaka, for Greeks, way before an educated chef came after he studied French cuisine, it was a stack of mince and eggplant. That was it. And then bechamel came, and then the other things that we wanted to put in came. Obviously, I wouldn't serve moussaka here.
No.
Because you can make it home. Why you should have something here that you can make home or you can find elsewhere?
Yeah.
That's the creative part, not necessarily the part that we want to present you something new. I can make a good moussaka, but I'll keep it for myself. Why should I treat my guests with something that they can easily make?
Yeah. Where did it all start for you? Did you always know that you wanted to be a chef and be in hospitality?
Not really. So what happened? I have memories since very, very early. Like people laughing at that because it's very strange. It's very strange. So we went at a village far away from Greece. It was August night. Someone cooked a rabbit, stifado, like a stew with caramelized onions and finished with vinegar. And I liked it so much, I ate so much. And then when we returned home after these little short holidays, I asked Mom, how do we make this? And then we will start talking about how do we make this, how do we make that. I was a little child, like I couldn't even imagine that. I wanted to cook for someone. All I wanted was eat. That's it. That's it. I wasn't friend, up until I go to school, I wasn't friend with okra, eggplants.
Yeah.
It was too fancy for me. I was very fussy. And then just before finish year 3, high school, I found out that there's a school, sister school of Lyon in Athens. And then I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going there.
Wow.
It's happening.
Yeah.
And then it all started. It was always a honest, very well cooked meal at home. We've never been in a good financial position at home. My dad was working three jobs like crazy. Still, things were expensive. A family of 4, us little. They were just. He was just providing, and my mom, they were providing just enough. Sometimes it wasn't enough, but we were good. It was always a little meal, well cooked at home. And then the fish market, I've seen how the good produce is, how it should be. And that helped understanding how it should be. What's a good stuff, what is not. Because in the central fish market of Athens, besides there is a meat market, and across the road there is a vegetable market, the farmer's market. And then I've seen all this culture of fresh food at my disposal. I could choose anything. And then I could see anything. And then when I start working in restaurants, I was lucky. I worked with a few of the most celebrated chefs in Greece, in Athens in particular. And when I told them that I had connections in the markets, I've seen their eyes blooming. And they say, okay, let's go buy good stuff. And I said, oh, look at this connection is good. And then I felt good. It felt good. And I said, okay, this is important. The good product, all this love of going and seeing what is good in the market and grab it. Of course, today, because we live like kings and we are spoiled, they all come at our cooler, dropped off from our suppliers. But that's a good quality. Do we deserve to be fully spoiled? No, we shouldn't. So we should be chasing for produce. We should be chasing, well, pricing is good to chase up, but is it consistent? The quality is consistent. Does it reflect the pricing? Yes, no. We are in a constant, you see the thing you asked me before about how we keep going. There's always something to keep us going.
That's right. That's right. And when did you come to Australia?
2011.
Oh, me too. I came from New Zealand, but
okay, lovely place.
Shorter
I haven't
distance.
been.
And what made you come here?
The financial crisis,
yeah.
which started at 2006 for Athens. Because whatever is happening when a crisis, when the financial things change, then you get the first cent in the big cities where the big population is.
And what were your thoughts on arriving in Melbourne? Were you, was it easy to start working here? Did you have to adjust some ideas you had?
Well, it's not about just adjustment. I knew why I was doing this.
Yep.
I was determined that I'm here to stay. That's it. Because that was the option. Because I left 32.
Yeah.
32, you're not young. So you don't have a lot of, you can't plan the plan B.
No.
That was the plan. I stay. So no matter what, was it easy? What is it in our life? Okay, you're living from a city, you're moving to a different city, and it's still hard.
Yeah.
Because it's a different place.
That's right.
So I found it hard, I found it strange, I found it different, but I found a way of using all these negative things as my fuel for something positive. I let them inspire me in a positive way so I can keep going, and I say, okay, I can be better than this. I can be a better myself. The better me will come only with hard work. Part of it is the patience, persistence, trying again and again and again for myself, for my family, for whatever I believe I should be giving.
And those connections with suppliers, when you come from somewhere else,
You don't have it.
you don't have them. So where do you start with that?
Well, listening,
Yeah.
learning, a new book. How do you start? You can't start from the end. You have to start from start.
Yeah.
You have to read the first page, the second page, the third page. Sometimes you have to go back, reread it. Did you understand it? Did you get it? No. Go back. Do your mistakes. Learn from it. I've always been doing mistakes. I wanted young to be in the business, and I was working as a chef. So I must learn.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity.
And do you find all the produce here that you want for the dishes you're making?
Yes. Like a couple of things, they come from Greece. But some people say, Greek food cannot be done with a different produce from Greece. It can. What is the perfect example? Perfect example is Aegli.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's not about isolating our brain in an idea, picture, or a story that we want to believe in. We all want to believe that this is the best product. But it is not the best. There is another way. There is always a way. It depends what you are ready to do. Pork is lovely in Greece, yes. But how about you get Australian pork, very fresh, to taste very, very good, because it's good pork. It's not fatty. You can see the fat, you can separate it, you can brine it, you can grill it, you can throw it in molasses, you can throw it on the grill, close up the flame so it gets charred and smoky. You can't just get a piece of meat or a tomato and make it taste like Greek tomato. The Greek tomatoes are sitting under the sun, full sun, 3 whole months. We don't get 3 whole months of sun. No. But how about we buy and we save tomatoes a month per year when they are only good?
Yes, imagine that. That's the way to do it, isn't it? To enjoy it while it's there.
Why should I whinge about the product when
agree.
I don't know when I enjoy the product?
Yeah. I know. I feel like we talk a lot about seasonality, but then we still want to eat, tomatoes all year round.
To spoil.
Yeah, that's right.
We are to spoil. All of us.
That's right. I'm really aware that it's Friday and it's getting close to service, so I've just got one more question. Yes. I feel very lucky to be talking to you on a Friday afternoon.
I'm lucky too.
Thank you. You've had a lot of great experience. What would your advice be to a young person starting out in the industry?
Been working in hospitality, it's not a job, okay? So don't expect next Monday the paycheck to get you going. It won't. It won't. Have a vision. Start from nothing. And the vision, you should see it coming. You should see it coming, because you can't expect Monday's paycheck to reward you for your greatness of love of what you do. For someone who chooses to do hospitality, not to work in hospitality, because it's not a job, okay? Someone to choose the lifestyle of hospitality, there is love in this person. There's a lot of love in this person. So to get the love out of this person, we work with with young people. So to get the love out of them is just make sure that you reward them and tell them that what they do is just the start. And it's not Monday that will change their life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Yanni Kasidokostas from Aegli in South Melbourne. You can check out all the goodness on Instagram at Aegli.Melbourne. That's AEGLI.Melbourne. Or better still, meet Yanni yourselves at Aegli and taste what he's talking about. If you'd like to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm also on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat online if you so wish at www.conversationwithachef.com. And of course, please follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I would absolutely love it if you told a friend about my chats. I still think it's the best way to get these delicious stories out into the world. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and bon appétit.